So you bought Pokemon Sword or Shield and you're ready to start your brand new adventure. But before you do, here are my top 10 tips that everyone should know whether you're completely new or a Pokemon master. Be sure to stick around to the end for a bonus tip on how to receive a free Gigantamax Meowth. Since these tips aren't in any particular order, I thought we'd start with something that can be game-changing if you miss it. Pokemon Sword and Shield has an autosave feature that is enabled by default. This means that anytime you might want to do a reset during shiny hunting, or if you just plain made a mistake, you won't be able to. Luckily, disabling this is easy. Head into your options menu and scroll down to autosave, switch it to off, and then confirm and save the changes. Tip number 2 may seem a bit obvious to some because the game explains to you that the Pokemon camp can heal your team. But did you know that it can revive them as well? If a Pokemon has fainted, simply cook some curry in the Pokemon camp and it will revive them when it heals your team. Pokemon Sword and Shield introduced a new item for training Pokemon called TRs, or Technical Records. These function exactly like TMs in the first few generations, meaning they are consumed on use. However, these can be obtained repeatedly, so you don't really need to worry about who you use them on. You can always get another one later. TMs are also still in the game and can be used endlessly, just like in more recent Pokemon games. This next one is a big one. Do a lot of raid battles. Raid battles are an awesome way to catch Pokemon that are stronger than your team could normally handle. You don't even need other players. The game will substitute 4 NPCs to assist you if there's no one available or if you just plain don't like other people. Not only is this an awesome way to get an early head start, raid battles give you valuable items such as experience candies and TRs. These candies are similar to rare candies, but they give a set amount of experience instead of a guaranteed level. They're a much faster way of leveling up than traditional battling, even if raid battles themselves do not give experience. After a raid battle, you get a currency called Watts. Among other uses, this can be spent at vendors to buy TRs and other useful items. The thing to note here is that these vendors change what they sell daily, so if they have something you want, don't put it off, buy it. On the other hand, if they don't have anything for you, check in tomorrow, they just might have something awesome. If you've played Pokemon Let's Go, Eevee, or Pikachu, this next one will seem familiar. In those games, wild Pokemon had a chance to appear with a red or blue aura indicating extreme sizes. In Sword and Shield, there's a chance that Pokemon will appear with a yellow aura. What this aura means is that the Pokemon has perfect IVs, and oftentimes knows a move not normally available at its level. For example, I caught a Rookidee with a yellow aura, and in addition to its max IVs, it knew Sky Attack. Pretty awesome when you're first starting out. Oh, and they also give Watts when captured or defeated. Speaking of the Let's Go Pokemon games, there's a nice little present for anyone who has a save file for either of those games. If you head to the Wild Area Station, there are 2 NPCs. One will give you a Pikachu if you've Let's Go Pikachu save data, and the other an Eevee if you played that game. It's worth noting that these Pokemon are able to Gigantamax. Anyone who has played Pokemon competitively will be familiar with the Pokemon nurseries. In Sword and Shield, there is actually 2 nurseries available. One is located in the wild area at Bridgefield, the other is located on Route 5, available after you defeat Milo. If you've ever tried to catch a wild Pokemon that is too high of a level, you'll have run into a problem. It says you can't throw the Pokeball because the Pokemon won't let its guard down. This is because in Sword and Shield, the number of gym badges you have actually affects the level of Pokemon the game will allow you to catch. Worth noting though, that raid battles will not give you an encounter that's too high level. You'll always be able to catch the Pokemon after the raid battle. And finally, let's talk about items. If you've spent any amount of time running around the game, you're bound to have noticed the small sparkles on the ground that denote an item is there. The coolest part about these poorly hidden items is that they will reappear after a time. In my experience, it seems to be daily, but more time is needed to see exactly how often they come back. Last, but certainly not least, is the Gigantamax Meowth I promised you. In order to get this Gigantamax Meowth, you need to have a Nintendo account linked to your Switch profile. Once you do, go over to Mystery Gift, select Search Online, and once the bar fills, click on the Gigantamax Meowth option. Note that you can only do this once, so if for any reason you are going to delete your save, trade this Pokemon or store it in Pokemon Home first. Otherwise, it'll be gone and you'll never get another one. So there it is, my top 10 tips that every trainer should know going into Pokemon Sword and Shield. How did I do? Did I miss something you wanted people to know, or did this help you in your own playthrough? Let me know down in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. If this proves helpful, maybe we can do another tip video. There's plenty more to learn about with this new generation of Pokemon. Either way, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.